Animoji might not need the iPhone X fancy cameras to work. You know the Animojis? The cool feature that lets you send cute face-mapped animated voice messages? The one that Apple made exclusive to the iPhone X? Yeah, those. It turns out Animojis may not need the iPhone X fancy TrueDepth camera after all. Which means Apple might have been able to blast the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus users with Animoji too, but the company instead withheld the feature in order to push animated poop-loving people to pony up $1,000 plus for the iPhone X. See also, which phone takes the best portrait photos, iPhone X, Pixel 2, or Note 8. When Apple announced the iPhone X in September, it said Animoji used the device's TrueDepth camera that includes everything crammed into the notch and the A11 Bionic chip to mimic your facial expressions. So much for Animoji needing all the stuff in the iPhone X TrueDepth camera to work. Image, screenshot, Apple. But it turns out Animoji actually work without any of the fancy advanced sensors, the infrared camera, flood illuminator, and dot projector. Mainly, the company says helps analyze more than 50 different muscle movements to mirror your expressions in 12 Animoji. YouTuber Marcus Brownlee, better known as MKBHD, published his iPhone X review on Tuesday, and in it, he shows how Animojis still work with just the front-facing camera. Skip to around 11:46 to see him covering the TrueDepth camera. Mashable has replicated the findings. We covered everything within the TrueDepth camera, except for the front-facing camera, and Animoji still worked. This discovery suggests Apple could have included Animoji support for the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, the only other phones that are also powered by the A11 Bionic chip, but chose not to. Mashable has reached out to Apple for clarification on how Animoji really work. While this isn't a good look for Apple, Animoji are pretty damn fun, but probably not worth spending $1,000 just to get. It's not uncommon for companies to restrict new features to new products to make them more alluring. Plus, they can charge a premium for those features, at least for a time. Animojis aren't the first iPhone feature that may have been needlessly restricted to only the latest and greatest models. In 2011, when Apple released the iPhone 4s with Siri, many older iPhone users cried foul, claiming the company left them in dark because prior to Apple's acquisition of Siri, it was a third-party app that worked fine on older hardware. That's probably little comfort to iPhone 7 and iPhone 8 owners who wouldn't mind getting a little Animoji carry it going. If this all turns out to be true, it's possible Apple could release Animoji support for the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus in a future version of iOS. It'd be a great gesture, but we wouldn't bet on it. Every editorial product is independently selected by Mashable journalists. If you buy something featured, we may earn an affiliate commission which helps support our journalism.